So, Dr. Schaffner, I know you got to run soon, but as we wrap this up, what are three things you'd recommend for listeners to do to live a healthier and more optimized life, if you could boil it down to three?
Three, only three. Oh, goodness.
I know. I love these questions when I get them because I'm like, geez, I got like 33.
I know I could go a lot of different directions, but just helping anyone who's listening, just to make this more, more and more accessible, right? So I definitely think the first one would develop a gratitude practice. So I mentioned in this, conversation about the power of the heart, right? And I think when we look at a lot of illnesses, they're diseases of the heart, energetic, emotional, electromagnetic, neurological. We have a huge nervous system connection in our heart, and gratitude through the work of Dr. Roland McCready and Heart Math, really is a profound practice in the body, and it can help change our state very quickly. And when we're sick, when life isn't going our way, it can be sometimes the hardest thing to get in that state. But I invite people who are listening to just start their day with three things they're grateful for. So that would be one. And then piggybacked on that, if you can sit in the chair a little longer, I would really encourage this idea of meditation in your life. I have been profoundly impacted within my own life, within my patient's life, being inspired again by the work of Joe Dispenza, that when we get in these consistent states of really opening our heart, which creates a connection to our brain. And so that our brain and our heart are in what we call a coherent state, that helps to connect us to basically have a more coherent biofield. And then in my visualization of all of this is that we're more in touch with what we call the unified field, which is the fabric that connects all life. And when we're connected with that, we can access that for unlimited potential for healing in our body. But that's also, I think, where the magic of life happens, and we can start really creating and bringing events and synchronicities into our life to help us live, and experience. I think a big part of being here on the planet is seeing how we can create, life. So really, I challenge you to start with gratitude. Try to, Dispenza meditations can be long, but he has even like a morning one that's only 24 minutes. So hopefully you have 24 minutes to, definitely connect. And, I, again, just as much as I'm recommending all the treatment modalities and supplements, I'm really trying to bring this in the forefront in my patient protocols. And then I think the last thing that we all know, the impact of nature on our bodies. And I think, we're so wired right now. We're so, in these often, what makes people sick is a toxic indoor environment. So really, getting out, especially in the morning, if you can, and getting the light of the sunrise in our brains through the eyes, that has a huge impact on our circadian biology. And if you're in a place where you can put your feet on the ground, and getting those electrons, in our connective tissue to deal with all the stressors of the day, to help regulate inflammation and have those electron reservoirs through grounding, would be really important. So again, those would be, everyone has access to gratitude, closing their eyes and being quiet and getting out into nature. So I would recommend those three things, since I'm only limited to three things right now.
Well, thank you. And I'm incredibly grateful for that answer, because I agree with it. I think those are three kind of overlooked pieces that so few of us actually implement during our day, and they're free. People always say, hey, it's really expensive to be healthy. Have you ever gone to Whole Foods, whole check, right? I can't shop there. I got other things to do, right? So I will say, start with these. These are simple. Writing down three things and truly feeling gratitude in the morning is a few minutes. Even if you can't just start with a meditation of 5 minutes of just breathing and just sitting alone and taking in breath and just focusing on that and clearing the mind, and to literally just get outside. I mean, I do this in the morning where I just, after I make some water with lemon and apple cider vinegar, I just go outside. And I kick off, it doesn't matter if it's cold or hot, I kick off the sandals or whatever and just put my feet on the ground for a few minutes. And all of that is free, and it actually is incredibly beneficial. Yeah, we often overlook it, but I think, those three, if applied, those are the foundation for health. So great answers.